Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right. I hope it's good. If it's not, that's too bad. Islam, Islam, Islam. We are here for 30 minutes, more or less. Happy holy day to all Moors and Muslims. I am Sister Tahida S. Najil Lael of CalifaMedia.com, riseofthemoors.org and com, CertifiedMoorish.org and com, and mrcicharities.org and com. All right. I'm here very quickly because the sun is going down and I still have a ton of stuff to do because I'm still playing catch up from last week. Last week was the bomb, if you haven't heard already. Last week was the Moorish Meetup Phoenix Fire, right? Moors came out for a couple of days, right? And a lot of stuff was happening around it, and I'll be getting into that and trying my best to stick to my notes, because why? I respect your time. Peace and love, you all. Like I said, I might rush. It might feel like I'm rushing through this because I kind of am, because I got stuff to do. All right, so old news. 508 Incorporation Toolkit. I'm going to keep hammering on that because I made a lot of connections while I was in Phoenix. It was a great time had by all. I met another farmer. It was wonderful. Met somebody who's like into HVAC and likes children. I'm like, yeah, this might work. So I'm going to keep hammering at home because Moors need to start their own businesses. If you can't see it, the United States economy is crumbling around us. You don't have to halfway be paying attention to see how bad it's getting very, very quickly. So you have time. I don't know how much time, but this 508 toolkit, I told them, they're like, oh, how long does it take? Start to finish, you could probably have everything like completed and filed carefully within 3 days. I only say 3 days because, okay, I'm going to assume you're not going to read through it when you do it. You're going to do it, read it, let it get cold for a day, come back, read it again, and then submit it, right? That's day 3. So, yeah, about 3 days. And then set up your bank accounts. So maybe a full week, 2 weeks if you're kind of dragging or you're busy, right? Not calling people lazy or anything. Islam to all those who have joined, and happy holy day. And to all those who will be seeing this later, the same to you. So anyway, get your toolkit, set up your business. It's the whole thing, and there's a portion where you can get the a business path questionnaire, right? Where you fill out, you answer some questions, you feed it to your favorite AI brain, and then it'll spit back 15 suggested professions or businesses, lines, or side hustles you can go into so you can make a few extra coins. It's not even about doing something so you can get necessarily rich. It's about so you can be more independent. All right. Tell my children I like setting up businesses because I know what it feels like. I know because I did the math because I was working with the accounting department. I did the math and said, this is messed up if I think it is what I think it is. Showed it to one of the accountants because I was like a liaison between the accounting and the legal department. They didn't know where to put me, so I was just in limbo, in a very good limbo, all right? And so I'm like, I think this is messed up, but they liked me. So I showed it to the accountants, and they're like, yeah, this is right, and gave it back. I didn't say another word. I quit, right? I had figured out for every $1,000 every single day, I was making this major Fortune 500 corporation as a liaison between accounting and legal, right? I'm talking to both of y'all, and I have to speak both of you all's language because y'all can't talk to each other. I'm in between y'all, right? I was making this company $1,000 a day. My take home was $100. And then the accountant said, yeah, this is right, and gave it back. Because, the accountants, they cut the paycheck, so they know. Anyway, start your own business. Keep it all for yourself. I'm telling you, it's a very good feeling to keep everything. You got to pay fees and all this stuff, but they do too, right? And instead of them keeping the biggest cut, you keep all of it. There ain't no cuts. unless you got employees, right? My stuff, I don't have time. I have children. I don't have time for employees too. So that's that. Next is the educated ear. All right, that's available because I'm bringing it up because it's getting a lot of traffic, right? You can go to califamedia.com/contact us. I think it's all one word, and make an appointment. There's different ones up there, but I'm talking about the educated ear, right? I got my good European education. It was very painful. It was very rigorous, right? And I refuse to let Europeans benefit off of it. So I work for my people, but you got to pay me, right? But I'm like good. I don't care cost near as much as the people who are trying to sabotage you so they can stay on your land. And I care. That's probably like gonna be my slogan. I care. I actually do, right? It's in my chart. My 10th house is quick astrology. 10th house is career. My 10th house is in Cancer, all right? Cancer is like the mother. Cancer, if you know a Cancer, when you know a Cancer, you know what I'm talking about if you know one, right? If they actually let you in, they take care of you. And that's that. So the educated ear, people have been coming to me and asking me the same line of questions. Like they wondering, can I sue for this? Or they know they can sue. They're asking, am I doing this correctly? So that happened 3 times in a row. That was my last 3. So yeah, these Moors keep messing it up for other Moors. So now it's like educated ears going to have to be something else, because based on the fact that I have a paralegal background, I could get certified, but then I can't help my people. And I've had attorneys try to hire me. It was funny. It was the best feeling turning them down. I'm telling you, it's the best feeling when you know they have something. You know you have something that they want because you know that they're brain slugs for us, right? And I tell you no. You know I need the money. I know I need the money, and I still told you no. That's a superb feeling because it's like I did need the money, but I didn't need it like that. But anyway, so I'm about to open up another one where if you have legal issues, I'm not doing the work for you. I'm basically, I don't know, it's been like I'm confirming that you're not crazy. It's messed up. I don't know how else to put it. So I don't know what legal digestion. That's what it is. I'm going to help you chew this, and then it's going to be I don't know what you're going to do. We're going to both spit it out on this plate, and I'm going to step away. Because I'm not an attorney. I don't work like that. I just help you figure out what you're looking at. I really do. I'm going to have to put some clips because I record everything because that's how I keep accurate notes. I'm going to have to put some clips up here of what we've been talking about, and these Moors have been like, wow, I got it. So my thing is, I'm not going to do it for you. I will be glad to help you do it. More than glad, right? So that's going to be another thing. But you might be able to use the educated ear as like an intake. And then, like I've been doing with them, they came to me for something I didn't know was legal, and now it's like, oh, you need something else. Right? So we're going to have to set it up where you can, it's like an intake, like I just said. So that's going to be there. All right. So that's that. All right. And that's going to be on certifiedmoorish.org. All right. New news. All right. I have new magnets, and I'm going to go grab it because I told myself, don't forget it. Don't forget the magnet. Don't forget the magnet. Don't forget the magnet. So, of course, what did I do? I'll be right back. All right, this was on my refrigerator. New magnet. I need to put it in store. Uh-oh. Let me slow down. Jumping around like that. Anyway, I need to put this in store. This was on my refrigerator. It said, I had the t-shirt. Everything you do as a Moor means something, right? I have children in my house, and this is smack dab right at their eye level. Whenever they go in the refrigerator looking for something to eat, they see this. Everything you do as a Moor means something, right? Those are temporarily in stock because I think I only have like 10. I ordered 10 just to see how they would look, and I'm keeping this one, so I have 9. So those will be up this weekend. If not tonight, they will be up, and they'll be available for whatever. And then what else? Don't want to forget, we also have the Islam pins in stock. I love these, right? Just to give you a comparison of what they look like, okay? We have enamel Moorish American pens as well as the regular one, right? And this one, I just as a tip, I actually broke the little clasp off of it, and I have a needle, not a needle, a pen, like a pen. And yeah, that way I could just stick it anywhere. I can wear it anywhere. So I'm just letting you know that. And then, of course, we have the Key 20 Love, Truth, Peace, Freedom, Justice pens. All right. These are all available in our Meta shop. But if you go to califamedia.com, it's tax-free. And yeah, that's about the only difference. It's tax exempt, right? And then the last thing I have is the Moorish American Medallion. This one, unlike the one you can get at Louderers, right? This one does not have a woman, our Moorish mother's getting her head cut off. It has her fertile with new life, new knowledge, whatever you want to call it. All right, so that's that. That's all in the store. Okay, so I took care of that. Next. All right. Oh, Reader's Digest for Polygamy More Wet. And I'm going to bring up why I'm bringing that up. So there, I don't know if you know, Califa Media has a book available called Polygyny More Wet. Because more wet is a science of alchemical polygamy, right? And I had the crazy idea, like, why don't I do that? It was written by a brother. So I'm going to write it, or it's a digest. Funny, I just brought up the Legal Digest thing. It's a digest, like Reader's Digest. If you ever subscribe to those. My parents subscribed to Reader's Digest, and I read them. I consumed them voraciously, all right? If you don't know what a Reader's Digest is, it's where somebody else reads it and Cliff Notes. It's like a collection of Cliff Notes, if you know what Cliff Notes are, right? And so I'm going to make the Cliff Note version of this book on polygyny from a Moorish woman's perspective who grew up Muslim and knows what that's supposed to look like, which is why we helped produce the book. And I will be incorporating, because I don't think his does it, I will be incorporating the Quran, which his does, and the Sisters Auxiliary Guidebook, which it doesn't do. And it's going to be shorter because you can get the full version from him, and I'm going to condense it from a Moorish woman's perspective into this. And there's a reason why I'm like, this will be perfect because it's lining up with something else, right? So, but stay tuned for that. Next new news. Certified Moorish new website. I'm announcing that because I'm letting you all know what I'm up to astrologically. There is a new moon coming up. I think they said it's on May 26th. So it's coming up in a week and a half, couple of weeks. And it's like in conjunction and aspecting all this other crazy stuff that's going on. And it's like, it's one of those things where you wonder why India does it. If you look at Indian like Bollywood stars, they actually track this stuff. They look at a chart like, oh my God, this chart is amazing. And then they go out looking for those children. Or those that they wait for the adult to appear. And if you look at like their major Bollywood stars, they were looking for those people. They were like, oh, your birthday, you're an actor and your birthday is when? You're not that great. But we did your chart already. We've been looking for you. Come on in. All right. I bring that up because this is one of those days. If you're having a child, mazel tov, congratulations, because that child is going to be a superstar. But it's going to be a Gemini thing. So if you have something going on with communications, any type of communications, it's a great day to do it. All right. I'm not going to go into it. Look it up. Just look up new moon in Gemini, or like horary astrology, new moon, Gemini, all that stuff. And I'm just saying, I said all that to say there will be a new Certified Moorish website. Like right now, if you go to Certified Moorish, it takes you to Rise of the Moors website. Certified Moorish is about to get its own website. All right, so, and on that website will be all our business services. We'll have a maternity toolkit, right, which I'll get back to because that came up during the meetup in Phoenix last week. And then I'll also be releasing a Heirs Toolkit because, once they get here, you still got stuff to do with your children. So there's a maternity toolkit and an Heirs Toolkit. And I met some quality Moors, and they doing the right thing. And I was shocked and appalled that more Moors weren't there to begin with. And they still weren't there after we met up in Phoenix. I'll be there. So like, yay, I finally have a temple to go to this Friday. It's on Zoom, right? I don't know if it's so. I'll text the brother and see if it's okay to. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm setting up a temple directory on certifiedmoorish.org/and.com. So that's coming up. Thanks to those brothers who are inspiring. All right. And the next Moorish meetups, I'll be covering that at the end. So anyway, finishing up. 15 minutes. Dope. Thank you all for being here. I'm not going to keep y'all long, and I hope you all are getting something out of this, right? I just come on to share, let you know what I'm up to, and maybe you can spot some opportunities because I need some help, right? And coming soon to a whole bunch of spots is help wanted posters. I just made up like a whole little project in all my platforms. Like, I need help, right? And if you play your cards right, I can barter. I'll set up and run your business if you have something that I need. Like, I need some tech bros. I already got the post ready, but I had to jump on here to do this. But I need some tech bros, right? I have time to build a website. I know exactly how I have the design ready, right? I just need somebody to actually build it. That part's the part, right? And I found more for that. Oh, thank you for building that. Now I need somebody to set up, I guess it's called the funnel, right? Where when you like get a customer or a lead or something, you program this thing to send them emails at a set interval. I know how to do it. I just would have other things I would rather be doing that I think would be more beneficial to me and this person that I would rather pay to do that, since they're good at it. That's what they do. So I can pay you, or I can set up and run your business until you finish my work or whatever. It'd be an in-kind thing. So yeah, look for those. All right. So that's that. So to the news. All right. Weekly news. Because I don't want to keep it just about what I got going on. There's a new pope, if you haven't heard. And supposedly this dude is everything. He's everything and nothing because he's supposedly black. He's supposedly from the south side of Chicago, right? And he supposedly has roots in Louisiana. I'm just like, dang, everybody else, y'all made sure since like the establishment of the papacy, you made sure you were able to track these people from like, who is it, Charlemagne? That guy, like all the way back. But you like, this guy is like I think this is the first pope I've seen where they like supposedly, it's alleged, right? I'm not taking anything away from him, but I don't like the connections they're trying to make, right? Chicago, okay, south side of Chicago, all right. Supposedly got black roots in Louisiana. I'm not going into that because I'm here for the Moors who already know. No offense, right? If you don't know, I hope I planted a seed. Go look it up. It's out there. It's not hard to find because it's long and involved and I don't have time for this. And you'll probably enjoy it hearing it from the person I heard it from, because you will find them more than you'll enjoy hearing it from me, right? And you don't know what you're going to stumble across on that journey. So that new pope, they keep trying to connect him to us, right? So that's news. And it was funny. I mentioned that because I was watching the announcement of the new pope. Like it was the breaking news live, right? They released the smoke. They rolled out it was so funny how it worked. I think I took screenshots of it. They rolled out it looks like a carpet that they roll over the balcony. And then he comes out and waves at everybody, right? I was on the plane on my way to Phoenix. The plane was taking off as he was waving. He was doing his Drew Ali thing, right? I'm attributing it to Drew Ali. I know it's ancient, but in these times, Drew Ali is the one who holds that symbol up, right? So I was tripping. Like, wow, that's wild. I'm taking off to meet up with some Moors at a conference in the desert at an oasis, right? Which is weird because it's a desert, but it's one of the only two places on earth that get monsoons. The other is India. I know why, but Arizona is really interesting. So anyway, I thought that was interesting that while that was happening and while he was, making his greetings to the world, these Moors were meeting in Arizona. It was just, who knew? We had been planning this like a month out. It took us a month to like get it all set up and everything. And then we just happened to be meeting up the weekend that happened. Islam, and that was a holy day too. So, that's in that part of the news. So I hear somebody squeaking up there. Would that work in China? This is another news clip. Would that work in China? I bring that up because people have a hard time they too easily accept what is going on in the United States. So I asked them to please compare that to China because it's an easy reference. But you can use any country in the UN. Absolutely, pick anyone you want, right? I swear, even Australia, all these other places, all these other colonies, this stuff probably wouldn't even work there. But I'm using China. Would this work in China? All right. So this week in the news, I just heard this one today. El Chapo, you know the one they kept having to chase him down, lock him up, he escaped. Chase him down, lock him up, he escaped. He's locked up, right? He's locked up right now, right? His son, El Chapo Jr. I don't know, I think it's a junior. It might be another son. One of El Chapo's son and 17, so that's 18 total of El Chapo's relatives just got granted citizenship to the United States because they bought one of Trump's gold cards. Instant citizenship. These hypocrites, these filthy, disgusting cave beasts. This is why the United States has what they had set up. They tried to set it up in Europe. It's called the European Union and it's falling apart. This is how you know they did not set this up. Because one, you couldn't get it to work anywhere else. And two, now we're starting to see your true colors. Now you don't care, right? Your president just said, I don't know if I have to respect the Constitution. You took an oath. But you know, oaths aren't necessary for the sincere. But you took an oath to say you were going to hold it and you're not sure if you have to. All right, you need to start setting up businesses because you need a way out. You need some way to have stuff coming directly to you. Not necessarily money, resources, because you got something that people want. Right? And right now, I'm just saying set up businesses in this construct that will one day be ours anyway, because it's the fastest route. And if something happens and it falls apart, you already set up and operational. So it's no big deal. You just got to stop doing paperwork. But your business is operational. You got all your books established. You good to go. Right? You're like the guy in the apocalypse who has the coffee. All right? I'm just saying. You knew enough to get coffee. So anyway, how disgusting. You know with these people, for $5 million a head times 18. I'm not trying to do all that math. $5 million a head times 18. You know where they got the money from. Here you go. These cave beasts are deciding who gets to come onto your land. They're returning this. It's back to the spirit of 1776. Actually, maybe more like I'm gonna say 1770 because it was still a colony there where they were shipping in and dumping off their prisoners, their criminals, right? Just like most of the people who came into Ellis Island, I'll say like 90% of them came over here because, like Trump's father, came over here because they were running from something. Usually a responsibility like, oh, we go into war against these other nations, we need our army, and you dip like Trump's father. And now his grandson, I think he met this guy. His grandson is now saying, come on in, El Chapo's son and 17 of his family members, and you know how they got that money? You should be outraged. I'm disgusted. I'm past outrage, right? So that's one. Could that happen in China? All right. Transplanting colonists from South Africa. I love it. So, the same week the United States announced we are revoking refugee status and protections from the Afghans who helped us to betray their country. Y'all a bunch of sellouts. Have a nice trip. I don't want you around because you're a traitor, right? We're going to revoke your stuff. Thanks for the 20 years of assistance. Send you back where you came from. Good luck. And give it to South Africans. Millionaires who don't need it. They don't even need it. This dude declared a refugee crisis in a country that's at peace. Because he said these folks they're refugees because they're being kicked off their land. These black folks they said it. These black people are stealing their land. This is South Africa. The level of insanity. But I love it. It's a good sign. It's a sign that the beast is raging. This is how a rabid dog or a raccoon acts right before it dies. So it's kind of messed up to watch, but it's actually a really, really good sign. All right. So they're bringing worse. It's like these people were supposedly worse than the Klan. Afrikaners, right? I hate that name, Afrikaans. Well, y'all ain't original for nothing, right? So these people are supposedly worse because they're entitled, they're paid, these people are millionaires, multi-millionaires, right? They're getting free housing, food stamps, a monthly check, furniture for their free housing, health care. You can't even get that. These are millionaires, all right? And I think they said they're selling them in Alabama. You should be outraged. Could they do this in China? We're going to bring some colonists back. We're going to let some colonists bring some other colonists into our land because, you know, they got money and they're all pink. So maybe they can help increase our dwindling numbers. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Bring your children. Bring your children. You know, one of my favorite shows online? Texas film documentaries. Because this dude, his best performing videos are all these cave Beckys crying about their children that died in their sleep. And all I keep saying is Allah is merciful. How many of our women are crying right now? I saw a thing of a woman whose sons were trying to make it out, right? All of them, none of them were in the hood when they got killed. She lost all 4 of her sons. Nobody's making no documentary about how that happened. They got shot. They suffered, all right? And you want me to cry after all the crimes your people have committed against everyone. This ain't even personal. It could be. That makes it even worse. You committed crimes against everywhere. One, you want me to cry because you walked in your lavish room, purchased with my stolen resources, and found your child. He looks like he fell. He just went to sleep. Allah is most merciful. I love it. I personally love it because grandparents. I can't imagine being a parent bearing your child. You're a grandparent. Anyway, and it's cool. That would happen. I hope that does happen in China because they did the same thing in China where they drugged those people up. Actually, I guess it is happening because it's funny. These children are falling asleep because of the stuff that's being sent from China. And it's I see it as karmic because you didn't have one opium war with these people, their ancestors. You had 2 opium wars trying to stop these people from having your people strung out on opium. That was the Opium Wars. They were trying to stop the British and the United States, right? They were just setting up opium dens and getting all the Chinese people strung out. And forcing the Indians to grow all the opium. It was just like, And these are their great-grandchildren that are in charge right now. This wasn't even that long ago. It really wasn't. All right. So anyway. And the last thing in the news that should have you outraged. And I'm going to get into the recap and leave y'all alone. Okay? The Trump administration secures the release of an American citizen who was kidnapped. This is how they posted it. That the United States secured the release of an American citizen kidnapped on October 7th, 2023, right? When the Hamas, the Palestinians, invaded their territory. All right. So this guy turns out, yes, he was an American citizen. I think he was born in New Jersey. He wasn't kidnapped. He was captured because he was there instead of in the United States. He was in Israel because he was serving in the IDF as an active duty soldier. You are a United States, not an American citizen. You are a United States citizen who was captured because the people you're occupying had enough of your crap. And they went and got you. You are the citizen of this country serving in another country's military. Could you do that in China? This is what's in charge right now. It's really scary if you think about it. All right. It's really crazy, right? But it's kind of a good sign because these people, this is supposed to be the land of all the laws. What is it? A land of laws, right? Go upstairs. Go somewhere. Go upstairs. I'm almost done anyway because I got to go cook. So anyway, this is supposed to be the most law-abiding land in the world or whatever. But these people are showing you how arbitrary the law is. And so I'm suggesting do your research, find out, and you can use AI to do this, right? Find out what you need to do to get yourself separated from this mess. And in that manner, I'm saying, look, do your research like in the statutes. I'm actually saying do the statutes because all of these chains they've set up for everybody else are about to be placed on them because they're the ones acting up. All right. Enforce the Constitution. Enforce all the U.S. codes that come from that Constitution. That's why I don't have to pay taxes. That's why I don't have to tell them what my business activities are, right? I am broke as a joke on paper or in my personal respect or whatever, identity. But I'm not. Anyway, I'm leaving it at that because, you know, talk too much, get yourself in trouble. All right, so that's that. Did all my, that's 30 minutes. Okay, I tried to be here 30 minutes or less. But real quick, I'm going to do the recap of the Phoenix Fire Meetup. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that this message may be spread widely to assist in our mission to normalize Moorish. Okay, real quick. First of all, I was right. The weather was perfect, right? It was like 80 degrees, balmy, just paradise. And it just rained, so it's like some actual moisture in the air. 2 days before we arrived. So I was right, but I was 2 days early. And then right before the day we met up, everything, I think it felt like everything had increased about at least 20 degrees. So 80 degrees, so no, about 30 degrees. So we walking around, we meeting up at 10 o'clock in the morning, it's 100 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we had to shift some stuff around. All right, we tried to stick to the itinerary as best as possible. And I learned a lot. For instance, maybe set something up where I can have my phone tracked so people can see where the tour is now, right? Because I got messages after the fact. I was not checking my Instagram. I'm not on here like that, right? I don't use this as a means of communication if I can handle it, or if I can help it. But anyway, so instead of walking around Tempe Town Lake, we were like, okay, we want to go to Papago Park after the lake. We might want to do that now because it's burning and sizzling hot right now. So we want to go up there. So we ended up going up there. It was great because that detour took us to the gravesite of the first governor of Arizona. I think his name was Hunt, right? It was a white pyramid. His gravesite is a white pyramid. I posted the pictures on the Instagram and the Facebook account for Califa Media. So his gravesite is a white pyramid. And to get to this pyramid, you have to park and walk past this lagoon. It's an oasis. It's an oasis in the middle of the desert, right? And it's in front of this hole that I think the sister Califa, she was there, and she said, oh yeah, they use that the way they use, like I forgot what she mentioned, but when she talked about it, I'm like, oh, that's how they use Stonehenge, where at a certain, you know, this is how you set your calendar, because you know on this date the light should be shining through this hole at this time. So they were using it. And I'm like, okay, so there's this hole in this mountain, right? I want to say it looks naturally formed, but now I'm thinking about it. So there's a hole in the mountain. You across the street or whatever, the path, and there's this big old oasis, and we have to walk up this thing, and you can't see it from the oasis, right? Unless you're looking for it. And you walk up this other path, and you get to this big old white pyramid. And I'm looking like, wow, this looks like a capstone, right, of the pyramids in Giza. And it overlooks that lagoon and is looking at that hole. And I'm just like, this is crazy. So you using somebody else's science to, I don't know what, do what? Somebody else's science on somebody else's land. I pray to Allah it didn't work, or it worked against you, because that's foul. All right. And then I looked on the side. It was crazy. It was like when you looked at the front, I know I'm getting into this. When you looked at the front, when you walk up with you, and you just walk up, oh, this is wild. Oh, look at that view. Let's go back down. Unless you walk to the other side where there was some other stuff to read, and there was a plaque that said, this plaque is in commemoration of all the assistance provided by the women of Arizona to secure, not obtain, to secure the governorship of Governor Hunt. I'm like, why is this on the other side of the tomb? Anyway, because it looks like from when you're looking at it, it's like you can't get to the other side. But anyway, it was there. I have a picture. Maybe I'll actually, it will be posted, Allah willing, this weekend on riseofthemoors.org/Phoenix Fire. I'm going to put up all the images that I have, and I'm still collecting pictures from people as we go along. So that was that. So we went up there, and then as we were coming down from that that locale, we hit this bus, right? Or not hit the bus, but there's a bus coming towards us. And out jumps a Moor that I recognize, right? Because we had just talked about her setting up a business. And she was very, very helpful because she was asking me questions about it. It's like, oh, I got to fix that. I got to fix that. She showed up, right? With a bus of Moors. It was a bus full of Moors. It was dope, right? And so it was getting hot. So we we came down because we can't stay out here no more. And we about to head over to, the itinerary was supposed to be Tippytown Lake, Papago Park, and then go eat and figure out what to do after that. But instead, it turned into skip the lake. It's getting hot. We're going to go to the park. And then now we're getting ready to go eat because the restaurant we want to go eat at closes at 7 o'clock, right? And it's currently 3 p.m. So we might want to go over there right now. How dare they close at 7 o'clock? Who do they think they are? This place gets to close at 7 o'clock. You know those places like, okay, where is it? They don't have no sign on the door. You know that food is fire. We get to set our hour. We get to run out of food. We get to run out of food and have the nerve to be bothered that you asking for something we ran out of. You know that food is fire. This place says we open from 11 to 7. You know that food is fire. That food was fire. I just Googled, like, where's the vegan food here? And I found, like, Nana's Kitchen. Okay, she's from Houston. I'm willing to give that a shot. You know, that's down south. Yeah, the Moors were like tripping. They were like, "It's the best vegan food I ever had." Like yay, tell her, right? I just stumbled onto this place, right? It was great. It was a great time. It was the energy was crazy, right? It was just good. Like I said, it felt like love-starved Moors. Like I just want to find some Moors. I swear I'm gonna make this work. That's the feeling in everybody. But they weren't really. It's like, oh, you cool. I can just be myself. It was dope. It was dope. It was dope. It needs to be repeated. So that was dinner. And then after dinner, we had some time because we had to move dinner up. Now we got some time. We went to Chandler Mall. It was right up the street. And we went into a metaphysical supply store. It wasn't a bookstore. It was just full of supplies. And I actually got some stuff. I got some incense. The incense was like on point. And I got me an opalite cube, right? I love it. It's fake opal, but it's cool. I like it. Opalite. And a green onyx bowl. I got to figure out what green onyx is for because they had like a whole bunch of instruments, like a chalice. Or it turned out it was a sherry glass to drink out of. And a mortar and pestle. It's like all these tools made of green onyx. So I need to look that up. So yeah, that's that. So that happened. It was a great time. And then we departed for the evening. Met up the next day at the downtown Phoenix market. That was the bomb. And then we went to the library straight up, right up the street. And somebody had pulled the fire alarm, which is funny. Phoenix fire, somebody pulled the fire alarm. That's dope. So that happened. You can see the whole lecture. It was crazy. The lecture, because I got one of the boards to myself. We were actually having like a very good conversation. I enjoyed the conversation. I hope she did. And she coined it. She said, it's American Scrolls. She did a live at the end of the second day that you might want to check out. It's American, AMAURICAN, American Scrolls. And she's a sister on here. She did a live showing with the sunset in the background. It was amazing. So I suggest you go check that out. She goes into it and she coined it that it was so intimate. The lecture, right? It was a young sister. She had just become a mother. Her baby was 2 months old and he was there. Oh, I forgot to mention, she was part of that bus load of Moors that showed up. They were a family, right? I think it was 9 of them total. And they drove 28 hours. 28 hours in a car with a 2-month-old baby, right? To be at this event. And I'm so glad they showed up because they were, I don't want to call them the cherry. They were like the whipped cream and the cherry, that kind of thing. They might have been like a scoop too because they brought some energy. It was so dope because they had the sister who said she was showing up, her husband, her children, her mother, and her grandchild. I'm just like, all right, anyway. So her daughter, who had just become a mother, was sharing with us the trauma they said they purposely subjected her to when she was giving birth to her first child. And that's why we now will be having a maternity toolkit available on Certified Moorish, right? because I don't want nobody else to go through what she going through. But I'm glad she shared what she went through, because what she shared, she just like, okay, it was a hose and a spigot. Spigot's attached. She turns on the hose a little. Okay, a little bit coming out. Unscrew it. Full force. Everybody other Moors started sharing. Their tears were shed. It was beautiful. It was group therapy for the Moors. It was amazing, right? And then, so we kind of came to the conclusion this must happen more often. So I posted something up because there's another Love, Truth, Peace, Freedom, Justice tour stop coming up next month. I talked to a bunch of Moors there, and they said they would love to be there, but next month is too soon because of this one, especially for the ones who came 28 hours. I know they ain't trying to be traveling, because another Moor brought it up, 28 hours here, 28 hours back. So, of course, you don't want to do nothing the next month. I'm shooting for something the month following, right? So Moors have more options. So it's part and partial, not necessarily have to happen together, like the Truth, Love, Truth, Peace, just the Key 20 tour, right? And the Moorish meetups don't necessarily have to happen together. That way they can happen more often. So I think that's that. Lots of nation building, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. That's that. Upcoming meetups, and I'm about to wrap this up. All right. Upcoming meetup. Like I just said, July. I'm trying to do something with that because I have this digest coming out, and the author lives in New York, right? So we've been talking for at least over a year. I've been talking to various Moors about getting something set up at the Schomburg Museum. So Allah willing, we'll be putting something out in July, late July, like in Leo season. So after like July 22nd, right? Late Leo season, something. Meeting up in Schomburg in New York. So that way I can show my digest. The author can finally have a book release. That'll be cool. And yeah, there's already more who wants to have a part of. Oh, and so that family that drove 28 hours, right? I know they're in Rochester, and this will be in Harlem. It's like, that's a lot closer than 28 hours. So that's why I'm like, okay, New York, right? Especially since it's been in the work for like a year. And also coming up is Chicago, but probably for convention, right? Atlanta, and I think I've been over that. That's for the Moorish family reunion. So it'll be sometime in November, either before or after their satanic Thanksgiving holiday. That way you can use it to fortify yourself for the holiday or recover from it. We got to still decide, but that start saving up your coins for if you want to attend a Moorish meetup. This is what I'm trying to do right now. New York in July, Chicago in October, okay? Atlanta area. I'm only mentioning major cities because that's where the airports are. We might not actually stay there, right? So Atlanta in November, and other possible locations. Louisiana, Poverty Point, right? Sedona, Arizona in January. That would be dope to be in Arizona in January, right? And I'm trying to work something out. This is like Sedona and this one are for next year. See, I'm forecasting. That gives people time to plan, gives me time to plan. So for 2020 or 2026, I guess, Louisiana, right? Sedona, Arizona, and Jamaica. Because I ain't never been to Jamaica and I've always wanted to go. So yeah, why not do something? Go see the Maroons, right? As an entourage, a whole like not an entourage. What do they call that? A diplomatic party, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's that. All right, and that's that. That's all I got for that. There'll be more news for that coming on Rise of the Moors / Meetup. That's where all this information can be found for Moorish meetups. And last, I'm about to wrap this up. 40 minutes in. That's ridiculous. Don't wait on nobody. Actually, I'm going to say that for another time. Okay? I think I actually, I covered it. I covered all that. Last thing I'm going to say, if you want to help with any of the meetups or you have any suggestions for a meetup, right? And also on Certified Moorish, we will be having, I think I might have mentioned it, a temple locator. So if you have a suggestion for a meetup location, okay, or you have a suggestion for a temple to be vetted, not necessarily added to the list because they got to be vetted first, please send an email to certified and mrcicharities.org. Islam. That's all I got. I covered everything. I'm happy. That's 45 minutes. I'm going to cut it off right there before it gets to 46. Islam Moors, peace and love. Thank you for joining, and I will check y'all out this time next week. Make your meetings if you have one to make. Peace, love, happy holy day, and Islam, y'all. Okay. All right.